Hello everyone. Today we are going to discuss about mindful meditation. Mindfulness is a very simple technique of meditation in which we try to aware of each and every event, each and every action, each and every things which are in our surrounding. So just we have to see that how we can practice mindful meditation. It is not necessary for mindful meditation to sit at one place and meditate for some period. There are certain objectives of practice of mindful meditation. What can be the objectives? They are very empirical and very useful in our day-to-day life. And you can see that how we can be benefited by this particular simple technique of meditation. So there is the first objective of meditation is how one can be attentive to and aware of one's own actions, emotions and self. How one can overcome the problem of fickleness of mind. How one can be in less stress and more productive. How one can reduce suffering, ill will, fear, anxiety, restlessness, and many such kind of psychological problems, in spite of being involved in various types of actions or activities or necessary, responsibilities. How one can be successful in his endeavors. Ultimately, how one can be in meditation all the times and can remain free from karmic baggages even in the moments of performing some act. So you have seen that how this meditation can help us and in what sense it can help us. Mindful meditation is very much into practice in Buddhist tradition. So to be diligently aware of the activity of body, sensations, feelings, ideas and thoughts is mindful meditation in Buddhist perspective. And you have seen that this kind of meditation is being practiced worldwide. There are thousands of centers of Buddhist meditation, which is known as the Vipassana centers or Vipassana meditation centers, and people are practicing this mindful meditation. And they are also using this meditation in their professional life. Now you would see that in Praksha meditation, we are also focusing on mindful meditation. And what is a particular term for this kind of meditation in Praksha? So we would see that mindfulness is known as Bhava Kriya. This is an Indian term. Bhava means to be conscious and Kriya means action. So you have to be conscious of your action. You have to be alert, aware of each and every action which you are taking from morning to night. And it is the first principle of initiation into Praksha meditation. Whenever somebody is coming to Praksha meditation camp, they should resolve that they would practice this mindfulness throughout the camp and after the camp also, if they want to be connected with meditation. Mindfulness is to be in the present moment, because life is only in the present moment. It is not in the past nor in future, but whatever we do and achieve, it is only in the present moment. So it is to be diligently aware of the activities of body, sensations, feelings, ideas, thoughts, karmic cycle, and also about our own inner self. It is a round-the-clock practice of meditation. It is pause without movement. So now we would see that how meditation can help us to get success in our day-to-day life, in all our goals. The secret of success is said to be mindful, and the cause of failure is unmindfulness. So it is the union of action and consciousness which leads to success. If our mind is somewhere else and if our body is working at some other place, then there is no, what to say, resemblance between mind and body, and in result, we will not get that much success which we were expecting from our action. So contrary to it, disunion of action and consciousness leads to delusion and to complete absence of effort, independence, receptivity, and failure. So now if we want to be independent, not dependent on anybody, we have to be very much alert and conscious about our each and every action before taking and also during the action. Now you'd see that success accompanies vitality. Without vitality, there can be no success. It is consciousness which makes an action vital. And we know that whenever our mind is focused on any action, it becomes more vital, more effective, more qualitative. So this is the reason why the mummies of Egyptian kings and the uninstalled idol have no meaning, since they are losing consciousness, or you can say the vitality or vital power. So until and unless someone is having that vitality in himself or herself, he cannot be successful in his or her action. The next we see that what is unmindfulness. Until we understand what is unmindfulness, we cannot be mindful to our action. So let me explain through the Jain scriptures that what is unmindfulness and what is mindfulness. So there are two terms, technical terms in Jain tradition. They are known as dravya and bhava. So dravya means to do something unconsciously or mechanically, absent-mindedly. So that is a condition of unmindfulness. When consciousness and action move in different directions, we have unmindfulness. We are not focused on our action. We are not alert or conscious or aware of our own actions. So we are doing things mechanically but not consciously. So that is the condition of unmindfulness. Now we would see that what is mindfulness. So the bhav means to be alert, to be conscious. So to do something with full concentration or consciousness is mindfulness. Okay, when consciousness and action are indivisibly merged into one another and move in one and the same direction or integrate with each other, we find mindfulness. Okay? We are having mindful state, and that gives the vitality to our action, and that gives quality in our work. So fickleness is another name of the unmindfulness. And what is fickleness and what is the result of, or we can say impact of fickleness of our mind on our life? So here you can see that there is this great sage Patanjali who gives a very significant dictum in his yoga text. He writes that fickleness is accompanied by four things: suffering, ill will, trembling, and shallow aspiration. So the greater the restlessness, the greater the feeling of pain. And we might have realized this thing many times, that when we become restless, in that condition we feel more pain in body. And if our mind is cool and calm or in peace, there may be pain in the body, but we don't feel so much pain in spite of being in that state. So here we can understand that if mind is fickle or mind is in unrest, we feel more pain. Here there is some problem of pain before surgery, after surgery, during surgery. Yes, it happens. But if our mind is in peace, if it is in rest or calm and cool, we don't feel that much pain which we feel in the condition of fickleness. Now we would see the greater the fickleness, the greater the ill will or degree of dissatisfaction. So this is also one of the negative effect of fickleness of our mind. If we are in fickleness condition, we feel that there is no satisfaction, though we are getting a lot of things, but we are not satisfied with that. Our mind is always thinking about what we are not having with us. Instead of enjoying what we are having, we are always looking for what we are not having. So that kind of feeling comes when our mind is not stable, it is not in peace, it is not in the rest, and we always look for what is missing. The next point which we find that how fickleness also affects our inner peace. So it is said that the greater the stillness, the greater the inner peace. Okay. So yeah, if our mind is in rest, it is still, we can feel that we are always in peace. Maybe that we are not having enough facilities, but our mind is not in unrest, it is always in peace. So this kind of peace we can realize just by simply being mindful. The next impact which Maharshi Patanjali has indicated as the drawback of fickleness is the greater the restlessness, the faster the movement of brain. Okay, so here we can see that if mind is not in the rest, the breath is also become very faster, and because of that we find shallow breathing, lack or deficiency of oxygen in the body, and that deficiency leads to many physical illness or physical issues and problems. So just to be mindful means to see how breath is, can be more lengthy or more in the condition in which we can take more and more oxygen, and that is possible if our mind is in peace and not in unrest. Now we can see that there are three main dimensions of mindful practice. The first is to be awake forever, to live in the present. The second dimension is to live in the present. And third is to act consciously. So these are the three main components, or you can say three ways to practice mindful meditation. To be awake forever. This is a very, right way to practice mindful meditation throughout our day or in the entire life. Okay. So what is wakeful state? This indicates that we have to be always in a wakeful state. So one important maxim of life is wakefulness. It is the great secret of success. And we find that a little negligence and the problem gets complicated. If we overlook some little things, it may create sometimes a chaos in our life. Okay, so we have to be very much careful of everything, whether it is small, whether it is big. Sometimes people ignore the small things, and they may also create very much problem in our life. So it is said that we have to be careful of each and every action, each and every thought, each and every words, each and every planning. So we should not miss any such things which can create some problem in future. So this awareness helps us to be very efficient in our action, in our planning, in our decision. And we have seen that we have ignored the environmental awareness, and we have got so many problems during the COVID-19. We were looking for oxygen, but that was not available easily to everybody and anybody, and because of that, thousands of people have lost their life. So oxygen is a very, very natural element, and it is easily available and freely available, but we are not taking care of the greenery, or plants and forests, which should be in a plenty in number to support us to live a healthy life. And this has created sometimes, this kind of things create some problems to us. So to be aware of each and every component of the nature is also very essential to live a very healthy life, very balanced life. Now the second practice of mindful meditation is living in the present. The practice of living in the present is essential for success in any field. A man hardly knows how to live in the present. They always think about the past, they always think about the future, but they are less aware of the present. And this is very big drawback for achieving a higher purpose, or to achieve the higher goals. The man who learns to live in the present does not get involved unsuccessfully with the past and the future. He becomes still clear of inessential memory and imagination. So when we start living in the present more and more, we learn that how we can be free from the unnecessary things, unnecessary thoughts, unnecessary gossip, or any such kind of things. And we can avoid easily the bad memories of the past and unnecessary planning or thinking about the future, or any kind of anxieties, fear. They are not necessary for us, but we unnecessarily get involved in such kind of things, looking at some critical situations which are in front of us, but we have also good solutions to each and every problems. But instead of focusing on that solutions, we are just worrying of the future. So here mindful meditation emphasizes that please be in the present more and more. And to be in present means to be free from inessential memories of the past and unnecessary imagination or anxieties regarding the future. So happiness, peace, and joy all are in present. They can only be realized by remaining in the present and not in the past and future. The third dimension of mindful meditation is action with consciousness. It is the state of mind in which one does everything with full concentration or awareness. He is not in the state when he doesn't know that what he is doing or what kind of action he is taking. So he is completely aware of his everything, whatever he is thinking or whatever he is taking into action. For example, we can see that when we are eating, we eat with full mindfulness. At that time, we see that what I am eating, how much I am eating, whether I am chewing or just swallowing things without a proper chew. So this kind of awareness comes to our mind when we are mindful during the time of eating. So one must know that he is eating, taking food, then becomes a meditation. So it becomes also meditation. See, when you are conscious of your action and completely aware of all its different states, then you are not just taking that action, but you are meditating on your action. So it becomes automatically a meditation, a yoga. Acharya of Ayurveda, it means the scholar of Ayurveda. Ayurveda is the Indian system of medicine, and the main sages behind this Ayurvedic medicine are Charak and Sushrut, etc. So here Charak has also said, while taking food, put your whole mind into it. So it is said that if you want to get full success, you should put your soul into the work, which is in your hands. So when the conscious mind is kept aligned with the functioning of the voluntary nervous system, the body functions automatically in a proper way and with efficient manner. So here we can see that how action, if we are conscious about our own action, then it is not only we are conscious about our own action, but we are also being very benefited from this particular action, and just by being mindful to that. You need not to work anymore for making your action more successful, more fruitful, more beneficial or efficient. To be mindful is enough to get success in our action. Now we would see that mindful meditation is very important in the field of spirituality also. It is said that why we should be mindful. So here, how can one our meditation with full concentration influence the remaining 23 hours? This can be the questions, that we are practicing meditation just for 1 hour or half an hour or 20 minutes or 15 minutes. How it can affect our life, how it can be helpful in our life. So this may be a question, yes. But now we have to see that meditation is of two kinds. One time-bound and the other free and unbound. So mindful meditation is a kind of meditation which is free. It is not bound with time. It is not bound with particular position or particular, way of doing. But just you have to be aware of each and every action. That is enough. Whatever you have to do, you can do. And if your mind is fully concentrated, then you can easily meditate on your action, or meditation can be available for you throughout the day, 24 hours and 7 days. For that, you need not to sit at some place or for a certain period of time. So to sit in a meditation for half an hour or 1 hour is just a special practice, so that you can learn how to concentrate on mind, how you can be more mindful, how you can be aware of your action. So that is just for learning process. But to be in meditation all the times, we don't need to sit at one place to practice meditation in particular way. Just to be mindful to your action, your things, you can be in meditation. So it is perpetual meditation. In this meditation, fickleness will never become a problem. There is a pause in every moment. Each exercise is followed by relaxation. Work and rest go together in mindful meditation. Concentration is necessary for ending restlessness, no doubt. And there are so many studies which have been shown that why we should concentrate and how it can help us to come to have peace of mind, to be in the rest. And we can see that these all practices of meditation help us to come out of the stress and many physical problems, psychological problems. But yes, we know that all these problems are just because of a fickleness or some kind of stress or tensions in our life. and meditation can help us to come out of all these things. So I have seen that this mindful meditation is really very helpful, and I am teaching this mindful meditation to many students, and I have found that even 1 week practice, the students say that now we are very much conscious of each and every action, and now we are getting good time for completing our assignments. Before, our mind was so fickle that we could not concentrate on all the assignments on time, and because of that there is some stress in our mind. So now we are very clear that what we have to do, when we have to do, how much we have to pay time to any action, and because of that we are getting good time for completing our assignments, for fulfilling our any other duties and responsibilities, and also manage our life. So this mindful meditation is really very helpful to manage the things in our life. If our life is not in orderly condition, it can be said that it is not good for us. But if we want to achieve this state of mind which is mindful, we have to be aware of each and every action, each and every words, each and every thoughts and thinking or planning, so that we can manage everything in time. So the action with the consciousness is allied is vital action, whereas an action which is not allied with consciousness grows effect. This is what the conclusion of our discussion, that we have to be very much conscious, very much alert, and we have to be more and more in the present moment and aware of everything, whatever we are doing, whatever we are looking for, whatever we are saying or thinking. So this awareness can help us to come to a very systematic, orderly life, and also it can help us to manage, to give a good health, mental peace, and also the spiritual growth. With this, I would like to conclude my talk. So I think mindful meditation can be, now we can see that how we can practice this meditation. So there are certain ways to practice the meditation. In Praksha meditation, we say for Gaman Yoga. It means whenever you are walking, you have to be very much careful, clear about each and every step which you are taking during your walk. If that is possible, we can be meditation even when we are walking, is it? And if we are eating, we have to be very much conscious about our eating, and we have to see that what we are eating, how much we are eating, when we should eat or not, when we should avoid eating. So this kind of eating with mindfulness can help us to avoid unnecessary things, or those things which are not good for health. We can avoid them, but it is possible when we are alert about our eating habits, dietary habits, and what we are eating. We can also practice meditation when we are sleeping, okay? In the time of sleeping also, we may have some such kind of activities. For example, some people speak in sleep also, but if you are taking sleep with some mindful meditation, or you can, if you are mindful even during your sleep, you will not speak in night when you are sleeping, or you will not take any such actions about which you are not aware that what you are doing. Sometimes people wake up in the night time, they do something, but they are not aware of that, what they are doing actually. So this kind of states are also found in sleeping time, and there are certain sleeps according to Jainism. There are 7 types of sleeps. So the last one is called sthanar sleep, in which people wake up even when they are sleeping. They fight even battle, they come back to the home, but they are not aware of that they have fought some battle or they have killed someone in battlefield. So they are not aware of that kind of conditions. So this kind of sleep can also be possible in the case of some people, though they may be very rare in the number, they are not in many, but yes, this kind of problem is also there. So if we are mindful during the night, when we are taking any turn from left to right or right to left, or when we are sleeping in a straight position, or we are turning in some side, that must be completely in our notice, that must be completely in our awareness, that yes. And now we would see there are certain other actions which can be also important for us, and we have to be aware of those actions too. So in Jain scriptures it is said that when you are sleeping, standing, sitting, walking, talking and eating, in all these different actions you have to be completely aware of and be conscious and be always in the present moment. So your actions automatically will be purified, or you can say filtered. You will not go into unnecessary actions, and you will also get 100% benefit of your action. So ये अच्छा ले साइड रख लेते हैं.
स्टार्ट करें.
In nutshell, we can say that mindful action is nothing but to be aware of each and every action, to be in the present moment, and to take action consciously. Those actions which are lacking of all these things, they cannot be considered as mindful action. Though we are taking such actions with the what we say full awareness, but if we are lacking attention during the action time, then they cannot be considered as conscious action or action which is vital one. We have seen that the vital state comes when vitality comes when our consciousness and our action both go in one and the same direction and not in different directions. In most of the times we find that our mind is thinking of something else and we are doing something else, and it happens in many of the cases. Those people who are not like this, they always get success in their action, they always get vitality in their action, power in their action, and make their actions very effective. So we have to see that how we can be more successful in our own endeavor, whatever we are doing or whatever we are performing. And this mindful meditation is really very important for many different other purposes too. If we want to come out of many different psychological problems which are nowadays recognized as anxiety. And I have seen during my teaching at different universities that the students are having so much anxiety in themselves because of their losing some jobs, because of their family problems or issues, because of their health issues. All these things happen in our life. But if we are mindful and always think about something which is more practical, more what we say helpful, then we can come out of these problems, we can get good solution, and we can be successful in our endeavor, in our effort also. So mindful meditation is very much helpful in coming out of psychological disorders or psychological and problems and issues, and it can also help us to control our emotions. In present day we find that emotions are becoming more aggressive because of the stress, because of the tension, because of any other issues. But if we are mindful about our emotions, what kind of emotions is emerging, in what condition, then we can also see the solution, how we can control that emotion, how we can come out of that kind of emotional turmoils which are creating chaos in our life, which are creating so many different other problems in our life. Okay, so mindfulness will help you to control even your emotions or to come out of emotional turmoils. Similarly, we find that in mindful condition, if we are taking any action, that action can bring a grand success in our life, can take our life to a new height. And it is possible, but just be aware of that what you are doing and why you are doing. We have to set the goal before taking any action. Sometimes people are doing something without planning, without any goal, just because all other people are doing the same thing, and that's why we are also doing the same. Whether these actions are beneficial for us or not, without thinking of all these things, just we are involved in action. So it is not the right way of taking any action. We have to be very mindful before taking any action, why we are taking this action. If we are aware of that, and if it is in our favor, if it is in it is beneficial for us, we have to plan for that. Otherwise we can be involved in so many activities which have no meaning in our life, and unnecessarily we create emotional turbulence or anxieties in us, or worries or stress which are not necessary for us. Okay, so there are certain problems which are just because of the fickleness of our mind, and there are so many different physical issues even. They are because of our mind is not in the proper rest. We are working throughout the day and night. We have to be very much alert for that also, that why we are working so much. It is necessary for us, or just because the world is going to some direction and we also want to go there. And that's why we are working. We are engaged in multiple taskings. Those all tasks are not necessary for us. So we have to be very much clear that why we are involved so much in our activities. We know that all activities create some kind of stress in us, or we lose some energy when we are taking that action. So if we want to reserve our energy, if we want to save our energy, if we want to work with peace, it is necessary for us to be care of all these things, that why we are taking the unnecessary actions, why we are involved in so many things. If it is not necessary, we have to avoid. This mindful meditation also helps us to come out of unnecessary things of our life, and to be focused on what is necessary, what is important, what is fruitful, what is vital, and what is beneficial for us, and what can make us more healthy and also in peace. We have also seen that how Maharshi Patanjali has said that this unmindfulness or fickleness of our mind leads to so many physical, mental, emotional issues, and they also hinder our spiritual growth, inner growth. After all, it is the inner growth which adds so many things in our life, which are important for us, which makes difference in our life. But we have no time for focusing on those things. We are involved in so many other activities which are not very much necessary. So here we can see that the mindful meditation is not only for physical health, for mental health, for emotional health. It is also very, very important to focus on the higher goal of life, the spiritual goals of our life. If it is possible, if we can be very, satisfied with our life, whatever life we live. It may be that we are living, sometimes the people are living very longer life, but they are not taking benefit of their life. And those people who are living just short life, they are able to manage sometimes very important things in a very short time, and they make their name in the world because of their focused mind, because of their alertness, or having the sense that what we have to do and what we have not to do. So this is what we can see, that how mindfulness meditation can help us to manage everything in our life, and also to be healthy, to be in peace, and also meaningful. So with this, I would like to conclude my talk on mindfulness, and hope you have all understood what I have said. If somebody has any query, any questions, they can raise those questions in the end of the talk. So this is just a conclusion which can be replaced.
Shall we stop? There is conclusion.
Huh?